Dear students, today we discussed the remaining questions of exercise 3.3. Exercise 3.3 up to question number 7 we have finished, and today the remaining question. All questions we will not solve here because if we go for all the questions, the syllabus cannot be finished. So we will leave some questions. Already the same type of question you have done, so it is not necessary. Some question we solved today. Okay, let us move to the 8th question. After 7th question we have finished that. Now 7th question. The 7th question, the question I have not written. I will read the question, you listen carefully. In a stadium, 3,481 soldiers line up to form a square. Find the number of soldiers in each row. Means in a stadium, some soldiers, they are standing in a row and horizontally and vertically. You know that they are equal in number. That's why it is formed a square. Square means all sides are equal. So when they form, soldiers form the shape vertically and horizontally, the length are equal. That means number of soldiers are same both horizontally and vertically. In that way they stand and form the shape of a square. Then what is the number of soldiers in each square, each row or each side? How many soldiers are there? Total 3,481 soldiers are there. Number of soldiers forming the square is 3,481 soldiers. These soldiers are standing in the form of a square shape. Means in this way and here also. That means in this way and in this way number of soldiers are same. Therefore, that means it is a square number. Then each row, how many soldiers are there? Each row, how many are there? Each row means one side. In a square number, one number we have to find out. Means this side we have to find out. That means we have to find out the root. Square number, you know that if we get the square number, when we multiply it, two same numbers. So the number of soldiers in one row, that is equal to the number of soldiers in another columns, in the column wise. So therefore, in order to find out the number of soldiers in each row, we have to find out the root of this given number. So we will find out the root of the given number. We can use any method, whether it is prime factorization or long division method. I am using here long division method for finding the square root of this number. 3481. So first group I have taken. Here you can see that 34, which is the perfect square, less than or equal to 34. That is 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25, 6 6 are 36, but it is 34 only. So we take 5, 5 5s are 25. Then subtract 9, 9 81. Then double of this 10. So as the last digit is 1, there are two chances. One is 9 or another is 1. If I write here 1, then 101 into 1 means 101 only. But here 981. Therefore it will be 9. So here I write 9. Here also I write 9. 9 9s are 81. And 8 and 9. So here when we subtract we get 0. So the number of soldiers in each row is equal to 59 soldiers. 59 soldiers they forms the square. In one row 59 soldiers are arranged in that way. Total 3,481 soldiers lined up to form the square. Also, I think that students you understood this question. Now we move to the 9th question. Simplify the following numbers. Simplify here root 256 into root 361. The root of the product of two numbers will be equal to the product of their roots. That is why it is written like this. 256 root 256 into 361 means root 256 into root 361 means we have to find out the root of this number separately and then we multiply that. That means the product, the root of the product of two numbers will be equal to the product of their roots. Okay, that's the for property. But property no need to remember. Here we separately we find out the root of this number 256. I am going to use the prime factorization method. By 2 I cut this. 2 1s are, 2 2s are, and 2 8s are. Again by 2 64. Again by 2 32. Again by 2 16. again by 2, 8, again by 2, 4, again by 2, 2, and again by 2, 1. And here 361. 361 cannot be divided by 2 and cannot be divided by 3 also, and cannot be divided by 5 and 7. It is not possible. It is a prime number. So 19 into 19. 19 into 19 is equal to 361. In another table it will not come. So here I am going to write the factors of 256. 256 factors, you know that how many 2's are there? 8 2's are there. Means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Eight and 8 2's and into 361 square, 19 square. And afterwards we are grouping the numbers, and here we again write 2 square into 2 square into 2 square into 2 square into 19 square. Then here we 2 2's are from each group we take 1 1. 2 2's are 4, 4 2's are 8, 8 4's are 8 2's are 16, 16 into 19. We multiply here 19 into 16 multiplied. 9 6 are 54, remainder 5, 1 6 are 6 plus 5 11. 1 9's are 9 and 1 1's are 1. Then 4 0 3 means 304. 304 is the root of this number. That means the value of this number. Okay. So here we have calculated the factors of each number separately and calculated the root, and we found out the answer. 304 is the answer. Okay. We go to the next question now. Students, now we move to 9th question B. Root 189 upon 243. Here the root of these two numbers we have to calculate. So the root of these two numbers we separately calculate. Root 189 upon 243 is equal to root 189 upon root 243. So we calculate the root of 189 and root of 243 separately by prime factorization method. This number 189 can be factorized by 3. So 3 6 are 18, 3 3's are 9. Again by 3, 3 2's are, 3 1's are. Again by 3, 3 7's are. Then 7 1. Next this also can be factorized by 3, 3 8's are, 3 1's are. Then 3 2's are 6 and 3 7's are 21. Then next 3 9's are 27. Next 3 3 and 3 1. So here we have found out the factors of all these numbers. So 199 factors we write upside is equal to root of 3 into 3 into 3 into 7, and here downside the root of 243, that we can write 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. And here you can see that these numbers, some factors we can cut. Here this and this we can cut. This 3 we can cut, and here 1's remaining. So here upside root 7 and upon 3 root 3 into 3. Root 3 into 3. And root 7 we cannot find out the root, it will become goes to decimal number. So and here we can take the root. 3 into 3, 1 3 only. So root 7 upon 3 is the answer of this solution, means the answer of this question. Root 189 upon root 243 is equal to root 7 upon 3. Here we calculated the factors separately, root separately, and then we found out the answer. We simplified this answer. Okay. Students, now we move to the next question. Question number D. Root 8 into root 32. Here this we have to calculate the root of this 8 and 32. First of all, we factorize 8 divided by 2. 2 4's are 2 and 2 2's are 4 and 2 1's. And here 32 we write 2 16, 2 8 and 2 4 and 2 2 and 2 1. Okay. So here after that we write all the factors Here factors 2 into 2 into 2 and 32 factors into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. These are the factors. Next we group each factors. Then from each group we take one factors 2 into, from this group one factor 2, and from here another factor, and here another factor. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16. So the root 8 into root 32, that is equal to 16. Okay, students, now next question E, root 49 divided by into root 81. Root 49 into root 0.49, not 49, 0.49 and root 0.81. These are decimal numbers. Decimal numbers, how to change the root, how to find the root, that we studied last class. So here 49 and 81 we can change. That 49 7 is the root. Therefore 0.49 root is equal to 0.7. That we can calculate in this way, by division method. You can calculate 0.49 one group, and here 49. Here starting with 0, 49, 7 sevens are 49. So here we get a 0.7. Like that here also you can calculate. So I am going to write the answer directly. It is a 0.7 into, here 81 means 9, therefore it is 0.9. Then 9 sevens are 63, and here 2 decimal places are there, 1 place and 1 place. So in the answer also 2 decimal places should be there. Therefore it is a 0.63. The root of 0.49 into 0.81 is equal to 0.63. Okay, I think students you understood that. Students, next question, root 1125 upon 625. Here we calculate the root separately of each numbers. 625 here. We can divide it by 5. 5 1s are 5 and 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25. And here 5 2s are 10 and 5 5s are 25. And then we can divide by 5 and 5 1. This also we divide by 5, or by 3 also we can do. So first of all we start with the 3. 3 3s are 9, 22. 3 7s are 21, 3 5s are 15. Then again by 3, 3 1s are 3 2s are 6 and 3 5s are 15. Then by 5, 5 into 25. Then by 5, 5 and 5 1. So these are the factors of this number. So I am going to write the factors. So 1125, that is equal to 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. And here the factors of 625, 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. Okay. So here some factors we can cut. This and this we reduce, this and this we reduce, this and this we reduce. Then we get root 3 into 3 upon root 5. Downside 1 5 is remaining, root 5. And 3 into 3, that we can take the root, that is 3 upon root 5. And 5 root we can't take completely, that means decimal will be there. So that we write root 5 only. So here the answer is 3 upon root 5. Okay. Students, now we solve the question G. Root of 0.25 upon 0.64. We have to find out. So that we 0.25, 25 root we know that it is 5. So here root will be 0.5, and here 64. 8 8s are 64. So 0.8. Now here both are decimal numbers. We want to avoid this decimal. How to avoid the decimal? We multiply by 10 each number into 10, and here also by 10. Then we get 5 upon 8. 5 upon 8 is the root of the given number. Okay. So students, there are many questions remaining, means 10 to 14. So questions are there. So these questions we will avoid. No need to solve that questions. You can cancel that. And now we move to the next part of this chapter. Okay. Listen students. Now we go to another topic, that is a new topic, cube. we have studied about square and square root and its properties and how to calculate squares, all the things. Now next topic is cube. What is a cube? The cube of a number is that number raised to the power of 3. The cube of a number is that number raised to the power of 3. So if any number is raised to the power of 3 or its power is 3, then that number will be the cube, will be a cube number. Okay? If you multiply a number 3 times to itself, then the product that we get, that is called the cube of that given number. Example here, 5 cube. 5 cube. Power 3 means we read cube. So 5 cube is equal to 5 into 5 into 5. 3 times we have to multiply the same number. So 5 5s are 25. 25 5s are 125. This 125 is the cube of 5. And 5 is the cube root of 125. Means when we multiply 5 3 times we are getting 125. Therefore 5 is the root of 125 and 125 is the cube of 5. So here cube root we can represent the cube root of a number. A cube root we will study afterwards. First of all we study about the cube. So how to find out the cube of a number? In order to find out the cube of a given number, we have to multiply that number 3 times. So if we multiply a number 3 times to itself, then the product is the cube of that number. So in order to find out the cube of a given number, we have to multiply that number 3 times. Next, perfect cube. What is perfect cube? If a number is expressed as the product of a given number, then that number is called the perfect cube of the number. So if a number is the cube of a given number, if a given number is the cube of any other number, then that number is called a perfect cube. Example, 1 cube, 1 into 1 into 1 is equal to 1, 2 into 2 cube, 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 8, and 3 cube, 3 into 3 into 3 is equal to 27, and 4 cube, 4 into 4 into 4 is equal to 64. So all these numbers means 1, 8, 27 and 64, they are called the perfect cube because these numbers are the cube of a particular number. So if a number is the cube of a given number, then that number is called the perfect cube of that number. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the properties of cube numbers. The main properties of cube numbers are, first one, the cube of even numbers are always even. You know that the cube of even numbers. For example, you can see that 2 cube, 2 is an even number, its cube, 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 8. This 8 is an even number. And if you take 6 cube, 6 6 are 36, 6 into 6 into 6, 6 6 are 36, 36 6 are 256, 216. This 216 is also a cube number. So from this we can understand one point that cube of even numbers are always even. And what about cube of odd numbers? Cube of odd numbers are always odd. You can see the next property, cube of odd numbers. If you take any odd number, you can see that 1 cube, 1 into 1 into 1 is equal to 1 only. 1 cube is equal to 1. And 3 cube, 3 into 3 into 3 is equal to 27. And 5 cube, 5 into 5 into 5 is equal to 125. So all these numbers are odd numbers. So here the cube of every odd numbers will be odd and the cube of every even numbers will be even. So these are the first two properties of cube numbers. The cube of odd numbers are always odd and the cube of even numbers are always even. Then what about the cube of negative numbers? If we multiply a number 3 times, suppose a negative number 3 times, negative 3 into negative 3 into negative 3. 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27. So here we got 27 and negative into negative, positive, positive into negative, negative. So cube of negative numbers will be negative and cube of positive numbers will be positive. So these four properties are the starting properties of cube numbers. First is that the cube of an odd number is always odd, then cube of even numbers are always even, then cube of negative numbers are always negative, and cube of positive numbers are positive always. Then there are some properties relating to the unit digit of a number and unit digit of a cube number that we are going to discuss next. The next property is relating to the unit digit of a number and unit digit of a cube number. Cubes unit digit and numbers unit digit. Dear students, if a number ends with 0, then its cube's unit digit also will be 0. If a number's unit digit is 1, then its cube unit digit will be 1. 1 into 1 into 1, 1 only. And if the unit digit of a number is 2, then its unit digit of cube number will be 8. Means 2 into 2 into 2, 8. 3, if unit digit is 3, then it is equal to 7, and 4 means 4 only, 5 means 5, 6 is equal to 6, and 7 just opposite of this, 3 is 7, then 7. If the unit digit is 7, then the root unit digit will be 3. And if the unit digit of a number is 8 and cubes, not root, cubes unit digit will be 8, will be 2. And if a number ends in 9, then its cube also ends in 9. So the numbers 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9, they are ending with the same digits only, and the difference is only for 2 and 8. If a number ends in 2, then cube ends in 8, and if a number ends in 3, its cube ends in 7. So these are the properties that is relating to the unit digit of a number and unit digit of a cube number. Next property is that the cube of a number, the cube of every number can be expressed as the sum of consecutive odd numbers. The cube of every numbers can be expressed as the sum of consecutive odd numbers. In square we studied that the cube of the square of every numbers can be expressed as the sum of consecutive first consecutive odd numbers, continuous odd numbers starting from 1. But here one difference is that here we are adding odd numbers not starting from 1. Here we want to find out that first number, which is the first number to be added. In order to find out the cube of 4 cube, we have to add 4 odd numbers. To find the cube of 7, we have to add 7 odd numbers. And to find out the cube of 10, we have to add 10 odd numbers. So the number and the number of odd numbers to be added that are equal, but here one difference, we are not adding from 1. We want to add 4 odd numbers, but it is not starting from 1. In square we start the odd numbers from 1, but here we are not starting from 1. Then which odd number is the first odd number to start with? I told that 4 cube can be expressed as the sum of 4 odd numbers, but they are not the first odd numbers. Then which 4 odd numbers, if we add, we get the cube of this number. For that, in order to find out the first odd number, we use the formula n into n plus 1 plus n minus 1 plus 1. N into n minus 1 plus 1. Here n means the given number. If 4 cube, then n means 4. So here we want to find out the 4 cube. In order to express 4 cube as the sum of consecutive odd numbers, we want to find out the first odd number. In order to find out the first odd number, we can use this formula n into n minus 1. N bracket means into n minus 1 plus 1. Using this formula, we find out the first odd number, and starting from that odd number, we add the continuous next 3 odd numbers. Then that will be the cube of 4. So here n is equal to 4. So the formula is n into n minus 1 plus 1. That means 4 into 4 minus 1 plus 1. That is 4 into 4 minus 1, 3. 3 plus 1. That is equal to 4 3 are 12 plus 1, 13. So first odd number to be added is equal to 13. So we can express this 4 cube as 13 next odd number. From starting from 13, next 4 continuous odd numbers we want to add, because 4q means 4 odd numbers we want to add. In order to add that, first we start with the 13. 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19. So here we can add. Now we have written 4 odd numbers. Here we can add and see. 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 7, 15, 15 plus 9. 24 for 24, 4 we write here, and remainder 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 64. So 64 is the cube of 4. You know that 4 into 4, 16, 16 4s are 64. So 4 cube we can express as the sum of consecutive odd number, and that number, remember that this number is not odd numbers, not starting from 1, but we have to find out that first order number, and for finding out the first order number we use this formula n into n minus 1 plus 1. Using that formula we can get the first number, and then remaining 3 continuous odd numbers we write and add with that. So in this way we can express every cube of every number as the sum of consecutive odd numbers. Okay. So these are the main properties of cube number. Now we are going to start the exercise 3.4, that is relating to cube. So we already studied the properties. Using that property we can solve all this question. So first of all we move to the first question, that is question find the cube of the following numbers. Find the cube of the following number. Dear students, what we are going to do in order to find the cube of a number, we multiply that number 3 times and take care of the symbol also. So here 6 cube means it is 6 into 6 into 6 3 times. 6 6 are 36. 36 6 are 216. So the cube of 6 is equal to 216. Another example 7, negative 7. Here negative number. Negative 7 cube is equal to negative 7 into negative 7 into negative 7. 7 sevens are 49, 49 sevens are 343. And as it is negative number, the root square will be, the cube will be negative number. So here, in order to find out the cube of any number, whatever may be the number, we have to multiply it 3 times, and if it is negative number, the answer means the negative comes, the answer comes in negative. That's the only thing you have to take care. And next, find the cube of each of the following number. Here it is fraction 2 upon 5. 2 upon 5 cube we have to calculate. In order to find out the cube of this fraction, we multiply it 3 times. 2 upon 5 into 2 upon 5 into 2 upon 5. So 2 into 2, 4. 4 2s are 8. And 5 into 5, 25. 5s are 125. So 8 upon 125 is the cube of this number. So whether it is fraction or not, we multiply that number by 3 times, then we get the cube of a given number. Okay. Okay students, now we move to third question. Which of the following are perfect cubes? In square you studied that how to find out whether the following number is a perfect square number or not. The same method we follow in this also. Here, how to find out that a number is a perfect cube or not? First of all, we factorize that number and then we write all the factors. Then we group the factors in such a way that each group there should be 3 digits. So in this way we group, and if we can group it perfectly, then this number is a perfect cube number. Okay, let us start this. 2744. I am going to factorize this number, and factorizing by 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, remainder of 2 1 and 14. 2 7s are 14, 2 2s are 4. Then again by 2. 2 6 are 12, remainder 1 17. 2 8s are 16, remainder 1 12. 2 6 are 12. Then again by 2. 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8, and 2 3s are 6. Now we cannot factorize it by 2. We factorize it by 5. No, it is not possible. By 3 also it is not possible. By 5 also it is not possible to factorize. Therefore next 7. 7 comes 343 comes in 7 table. So here you can see that 7 4s are 28. Then 663, 7 9s are 63, 49. Then again by 7, 7 and 7. Then we got that. So 2, 7, 4, 4. We write all the factors 2 into 2 into 2 into 7 into 7 into 7. Afterwards, 3 factors we group together. In square, we group 2 factors, but here we group 3 same factors in one group. And here we can perfectly group all the factors, therefore it is a perfect cube. So we write the sentence, we can perfectly group all factors, therefore 2744 is a perfect cube. So in this way we can check that whether a number is a perfect cube or not. We factorize and afterwards we write all the factors and group them in such a way that each group has 3 factors, and if we can perfectly group all the factors, then that is a perfect cube. So there are some more questions in that is a homework for you that you have to do as homework. Okay, students, I think that today this is enough because we have studied many things and there are some more words. So I think to stop today's class by here itself, and the remaining questions we will solve in our next class. Okay, then carefully watch the video and try to understand this all the important points and properties of cube and cube numbers, and then if you have any doubt, then you can ask me through the Google Meet facility. Okay, so thank you for attending the class today. I wish you a nice day for everyone. Thank you everyone, all of you.